from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the National News Broadcast. I'm Niket Karunaratne.
And I'm Kasini Balachandra. Here are your top stories for tonight.
The government will acquire fuel stations which fail to maintain minimum fuel stocks. The Government Medical Officers Association says solutions for the medicine issue cannot be found without restructuring the Medicines Regulatory Authority. A decision has been made to complete the constructions of 63 temporarily suspended development projects this year. Minister Mahinda Amaravira says steps will be taken to resolve the water supply issue pertaining to Udawalawe farmers. Fires have erupted in several parts of the country with the prevailing dry climate. President Putin says Russia does not reject the idea of peace talks with Ukraine. The Lanka Premier League begins.
Two different cities. What sort of format are we going to be?
On to those and other stories in detail now. Minister Kanchana Vijay requests all fuel station dealers to maintain adequate stocks of fuel.
The minister in a tweet said that the fuel station dealers have not placed orders for fuel, anticipating a fuel price revision. Accordingly, Ceylon Petroleum Corporation managed 101 fuel station dealers for octane 92 petrol and 61 fuel station dealers for auto diesel have failed to maintain the minimum stock capacity and placed adequate orders to maintain stock requirements as of yesterday. Last month, Ceylon Petroleum Corporation took over the management of several fuel stations which had failed to maintain minimum stocks. Also, legal proceedings on multiple other dealers have begun. Accordingly, the Ministry of Power and Energy have requested the fuel station dealers to maintain adequate stocks and place orders. Minister Kanchana Vijay has said that Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has adequate stocks available for delivery.
The Government Medical Officers Association says solutions for the medicine issue cannot be sought for without restructuring the Medicines Regulatory Authority. Secretary of the association, Dr. Haritha Alutge, made these remarks during a media briefing held today. Dr. Haritha Alutge said that the audit reports have indicated the inefficiencies in the Medicines Regulatory Authority. He added that such inefficiencies lead to medicine shortages in the country. He also said that the entire supply process is plagued with corruption. Therefore, he said that changing ministers would not be feasible in addressing these issues without them taking necessary action in this regard. Accordingly, he said that whoever the line minister, they should make bold and brave decisions against such practices. Dr. Alutge emphasized the importance in restructuring the authority to address the loopholes in the Act. Accordingly, he said that as the association, they proposed to establish an efficient methodology to register suppliers.
මෙන්න මේ කියන සැපයුම්කරුවන් ලියාපදිංචි කිරීමේ ක්‍රියාවලිය කාර්යක්ෂම කරන්න කඩිනම් කරන්න අඩුවෙන් නම් සැපයුම්කරුවන් ඉන්නේ එක ඖෂධයකට ඒ ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි කරන්න කඩිනම් ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ගන්න කියන එක.
මේ අතර බාල
Meanwhile, Director of the Sri Jayawardhanapura General Hospital, Specialist Dr. Ratnasiri Hevage, clarified that no country manufactures a category of drugs termed inferior drugs, and the Ministry of Health strictly imports drugs that are duly registered in their respective countries and authorized by the Drug Regulatory Authority. He made these remarks while participating in the 101 Katha program conducted by the President's Media Division. Dr. Ratnasiri Hevage dispelled fears surrounding drug quality, asserting that no inferior drugs are imported. He assured the public that the Ministry of Health imports medicines only from the registered sources, even during emergency purchases. It should be mentioned that medicines are not produced separately for the government and the private sector, he added. Dr. Hevage cautioned against creating unnecessary fear around drugs and medical care, urging everyone to work together in protecting the integrity of the country's outstanding health system. He said that they must not exploit such occurrences to deter patients from seeking medical treatment or utilizing essential medications and hospital services. The focus should always be on ensuring patient safety and promoting confidence in our healthcare system. highlighting Sri Lanka's reputation alongside Costa Rica as countries with exemplary health systems. He urged collective efforts from the government, media, healthcare workers, patients and the public to uphold and preserve the free health sector.
State Minister Ranjit Siambalapitiya says a decision has been reached to complete the constructions of 63 out of 261 temporarily suspended development projects during this year. He made these remarks during a media briefing held in Ruanballa today. State Minister Siambalapitiya said that a total of 261 large-scale projects including highways, water supply projects, irrigation, health and education are expected to be fulfilled from 2022 to 2030. He said that necessary measures will be facilitated to complete 63 projects during this year under the first of the 9 phases to fulfill these projects.
Minister Mahinda Amaravira says adequate water supply should be ensured for the farmers that depend on the supply from the Udavalava reservoir for their cultivation activities, at least by suspending the power plant for a few hours. He said that necessary action will be taken in this regard. More than 50,000 acres of paddy fields cultivated under the Udavalava reservoir have been threatened by the drought. The irrigation department said that only 50% of the required water has been received from the expected rainfall surrounding the Samanalavawa and the Udavalava reservoirs. It has been emphasized that due to the insufficient water levels, losses around 16.81 billion rupees from paddy cultivation and 1.6 billion rupees from the reduced power generation are expected to be sustained in the coming week. It has been estimated that around 30 billion rupees worth of losses are expected to sustain, including damages caused on other crop cultivations. This condition may also affect the rice production forecasted this year. Accordingly, the farmer community in the area engaged in a protest demanding to ensure adequate water supply for their cultivations. This issue has been deliberated in several rounds of discussions, and Minister Mahinda Amaravira has said that immediate solutions will be extended to resolve the persisting issue. Small animals in the Udavalava sanctuary have been affected by the drought. Steps have been taken to provide water for the animals using bowsers.
The Consumer Affairs Authority yesterday raided an outlet in Totalanga which had traded expired commodities via an online platform. Accordingly, it has been revealed that many expired items including rice, milk powder, dry food and coconut oil have been traded through the platform. The outlet has introduced various packages consisting of these commodities through advertisements targeting migrant Sri Lankans. The value of each package exceeds 100,000 rupees. Also, this outlet has charged 13,000 rupees to deliver the packages to the relatives of the migrant Sri Lankans. It has been revealed that after completing the payment transaction, the outlet changed the prices and the expiry date of the items before delivery. The Consumer Affairs Authority is conducting further investigations over the incident. Canteen Owners Association says a suitable mechanism should be formulated to extend the benefits of price reductions on eggs, vegetables and fish in the market for the consumers. Its president Asela Sampath said that this mechanism should also be able to inquire whether the benefits of price reductions are being extended to the consumers. He made these remarks during a media briefing held in Colombo today. President of the Canteen Owners Association, Asela Sampath, said that prices of vegetables, fish and eggs in the market have been reduced. He said that prices of most of the vegetables have been reduced by 100 rupees a kilo. Accordingly, he said that the Consumer Affairs Authority has to formulate a mechanism to extend these benefits to the consumers. Meanwhile, all Ceylon Communication Owners Association said that prices of school equipment are yet to be reduced. Minister Kanchana says Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna and the United National Party will jointly form the next government of the country. The minister made these remarks during a public rally held in Madhura today. Minister Kanchana said that this event is for SLPP party members and affiliated party representatives. He said that a week ago the UNP representative meeting was held at the same location with the participation of President's advisor Sagala Ratnayaka. Therefore, he said that even though they conduct these meetings separately, Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna and the United National Party will jointly form the next government of the country.
Parliamentarian Madhura Vittanage says numerous programs have been launched to foster an investment-friendly environment in the country under the leadership of the President. He made these remarks during the media conference held at the Presidential Media Centre on the theme Collective Path to a Stable Country today. Parliamentarian Madhura Vittanage highlighted the government's plan to introduce a business facilitation law aimed at removing barriers for investors. He emphasized that the bureaucratic hurdles in promoting investment and business should be addressed by adopting a public service management policy rather than traditional administration methods. He said that the President has issued directives to promptly implement various programs aimed at streamlining business operations in the country. He added that these programs entail the establishment of a unified system for registering companies, maintaining comprehensive data and information systems for each company, and ensuring all relevant information is centralized.
Fires have been reported in many parts of the country due to the prevailing dry weather condition. A wildfire has occurred in the Icepeeler Catchment Reserve in Wildfires. 50,000 families are benefiting from the catchment area, including the supply of drinking water. Reports have indicated that around 50 acres of land in the catchment area have been destroyed from the fire. Meanwhile, 200 acres of land in Punagama in Madhura have been destroyed from a fire. However, suspicions have been raised whether the area had been set fire by an individual or a group in the area. A fire has reportedly erupted at an illegal garbage dump in the Kalanimulla area. It is alleged that a group of individuals had set fire to this illegal garbage dump. 3 fire trucks and a backhoe of the Kota Municipal Council have been deployed to douse the fire.
Now, political parties are conducting electoral meetings in various parts of the country. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party Ambalangoda electoral meeting was held yesterday with the participation of former President Maithripala Sirisena. It was organised by Parliamentarian Shan Vijay. The National People's Power Ramukkana electoral meeting was held yesterday. It was held with the participation of party leader Anura Kumara Disanayaka. The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Polgahawela electoral meeting was held at the Polgahawela Town Hall yesterday. Many public representatives of the party, including State Minister Dilum Amunugama, was present on this occasion. The Samagi Janabala Vegaya Anuradhapura District Committee meeting was held yesterday. It was held with the participation of Party General Secretaries Ranjit Madhuma Bandara. The United National Party Colombo North electoral meeting was held yesterday. It was organised by Colombo North Chief Organiser, former Minister Ravi Karunanayaka. Many party leaders, including Parliamentarian P. Harishan and Minister Harin Fernando, were present at this occasion.
Asiri Vijay Sundara of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation and his spouse Nimali Bandara have died from an accident.
They were 34 years of age at their demise. The accident had occurred near the Kiriyalla police station along the Panadura Ratnapura road around 8:40 p.m. yesterday. Asiri Vijay Sundara and his spouse were heading towards Kiriyalla in their motorcycle when they collided head-on with a defender travelling towards Ratnapura. The police have said that the accident had occurred when the defender attempted to overtake a lorry. Accordingly, the defender had collided head-on with the motorcycle and another motor car. The Kiriyalla police have said that Asiri Vijay Sundara had already succumbed from the injuries prior to his admission to hospital. His spouse was in a critical condition and receiving treatments in the intensive care unit of the Ratnapura hospital had passed away this evening. According to hospital sources, she was working as a nurse in the same hospital. The magistrates' court placed the driver of the defender in remand custody until the 8th of next month. The remains of late Asiri Vijay Sundara were handed over to the family members this evening following the post-mortem.
Sri Lanka's wildlife veterinarians are racing against the time to heal the ailing tusker ugbo.
The Wildlife Conservation Department is taking measures to provide necessary food required for the tusker. The tusker sustained injuries to its front leg from a trap gun. The team, led by the head of the veterinary unit of the Wildlife Conservation Department, conducted a medical checkup on the tusker in Tiruppanaya recently. The treatment of the severely injured tusker ugbo was commenced on the 12th of June. Even though some of the wounds in the leg are gradually healing, the tusker is still not in a stable condition. After checking the front leg of the tusker using a scanner, they have discovered that 20 bullets are still lodged inside the front leg. Accordingly, the veterinarian said that discussions are underway to remove the bullets from the leg. MP Duminda Disanayake visited the site yesterday to inquire into the well-being of the tusker. He engaged in discussions with the veterinarians over the treatment of the tusker. The veterinarians have said that administering treatments to the tusker would continue in the future as well.
Now let's take a look at several local news items in brief. An individual has been killed in a shooting incident while waiting on the side of a road in the Martis Lane area of Keselvatta. Two unidentified gunmen on a motorcycle had opened fire at the individual before fleeing the scene of the crime. The police have said that the individual had succumbed to his injuries. Public health inspectors had conducted a sudden inspection at a street food festival held in Piliandala town last night. Accordingly, 15 samples acquired from the food outlets have been sent for further testing. The public health inspectors conducted an awareness program over the health protective measures. A private bus commuting from Colombo to Munragala had overturned on the Galahitiava Godakavela area this morning. 14 passengers with injuries have been admitted to Kahavatta Base Hospital. ₹1 million worth medicinal consignment has been donated to Madhura Base Hospital. The donation was made by Chief Incumbent of Madhura Buddhist Centre, Venerable Madhura Kotagalatera. Sri Lankans in the United States and other donors have contributed for this donation. Ratnapura District Coordination Committee was held recently. It was held at the Ratnapura District Secretariat. Attention of the discussion was directed over the steps which should be taken to ensure hassle-free entrance for the foreign tourists to the Nanperiyal Nagrag section in the Balangoda Pabahina Road. Guttila film is currently screening in 50 theatres at present. The film is directed by veteran film director Sanath Abesekara. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa also participated in the screening of the film at the Savoy Theatre in Vellavatta. The Step Forward Walk organised by Lumbini College will be held on the 23rd of September. The walk, organised by the Past Pupils Association, the unveiling of the official T-shirt and the media briefing over the event was held at the college recently. The first divisional Perahara of the Asla Festival of the Kottapola Historic Gatabaru Raja Mahavihara in Mathura paraded the streets yesterday. The Perahara was organised under the guidance of Sanganayaka of the Dakshina Lanka sect and Chief Incumbent Venerable Dr. Kirinde Anandathera. Foreign news on the other side of this break.
Kutumi, Fantamai.
Welcome back, and on foreign news, at least 35 people have been killed in an explosion in Pakistan during a rally organized by an Islamist party. At least 200 people were also injured in the explosion in northwest Bajaur district. The police have said that the new evidence have been found suggesting the explosion was a possible suicide attack. A rescue operation is ongoing and the motivation behind the attack is not yet clear. Security forces have cordoned off the area and government officials have warned the death toll may rise further as many of the injured are critical. Authorities have also declared a health emergency at the district hospital. A regional leader of the GUIF was killed in the blast. This is a major religious political party and forms part of the government coalition in Pakistan's parliament. Now, Russian President Vladimir Putin has said he has not rejected the idea of peace talks on Ukraine. Speaking after meeting African leaders in St. Petersburg, he said an African peace initiative, as well as a Chinese one, could serve as a basis for this. President Putin also said it was hard to implement a ceasefire when the Ukrainian army was on the offensive. Ukraine and Russia have previously said they will not come to the negotiating table without certain preconditions. President Putin said that there were no plans to intensify actions on the Ukrainian front for now. In the wide-ranging briefing, the Russian president told reporters that Moscow carried out some preventive strikes after an explosion on a Crimean bridge earlier this month. Following the bridge incident, President Putin vowed to respond, to which he claimed a terrorist act by Ukraine. Kiev has not officially accepted responsibility for the blast on the bridge. The Russia-Africa summit comes after an African contingent, including leaders and representatives from 7 countries, met Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and President Putin last month.
At least 9 people have been killed, including 3 children, in a blast at a fireworks warehouse in a market in southern Thailand yesterday. The explosion in Sungai Kolok on the Malaysian border seriously injured at least 115 people and is thought to have been caused by construction work. The force had shaken the building, shattered windows and collapsed roofs, sending a massive plume of smoke into the air. The explosion has also destroyed a large part of the town in Narathiwat province. The market fire has been brought under control and a preliminary investigation indicates a technical error.
Strikes of over 20,000 railway workers from the National Union of Rail, Maritime and Transport Workers have crippled train services across most parts of the country yesterday. The 24-hour industrial action is the third one of the National Rail within 10 days, with negotiations between the union, the management and the government remaining at a stalemate. 3 major train stations in central London handle around 300,000 passengers travelling between Britain and continental Europe per day have been disrupted due to this strike.
Asia's largest gaming expo, China Joy, opened recently in Shanghai. Esports and gaming organizations from around the world have gathered at the event. 7 esports events will make their debuts at the upcoming Guangzhou Asian Games in September as medal events. As the market continues to expand, esport and game companies have already begun mapping out the path towards internationalization. Along with opportunities provided by professional recognition, industry insiders have raised importance in further standardizing the sport. Game developers have also stressed the importance of developing original games. Meanwhile, the latest data shows that revenue from esports related products reached nearly $1 billion in the first half of the year. Sumida River Fireworks Festival held for the first time in 4 years in Tokyo. The skies over Tokyo's Sumida Ward were lit up last night as one of the capital's most popular summer fireworks festivals, was held for the first time since 2019. The annual Sumida River Firework Festival was cancelled for 3 years in a row due to the coronavirus pandemic. However, the festival resumed this year after the government downgraded the legal classification of the disease in May. About 20,000 colourful fireworks were shot into the sky last night. Thousands of people and families gathered to watch the spectacle. Many of them were wearing summer kimono called yukata. The spectators cheered and took photographs as the fireworks soared skyward.
Prima Katumi Fantamai.
And on sports news for tonight, the Lanka Premier League began today. The inauguration ceremony was held at the R. Premadasa Stadium, Colombo.
This is the 4th edition of the Lanka Premier League. The inauguration ceremony was filled with many colourful items, including traditional performances. Artists such as Yohani De Silva, Chitra Somapala and Umara Singavansha brighten up the ceremony with their performances.
It's a celebration, it's a revolution. You can feel it everywhere. Winning together, striving together, rising together, glory forever. LPL is the moment we win
The first match of the tournament is currently underway between Jaffna Kings and Colombo Strikers. In addition, Dambulla Aura, Gold Titans and Beloved Candy are also taking part in the tournament. The matches of the tournament will be held in R. Premadasa Stadium, Colombo and Pallekele International Stadium. The finals will be held on the 30th of August.
Meanwhile, Janindulak Vijaya managed to renew the Sri Lanka record for 110-metre men's hurdles. He set the new record at the 101st National Athletic Games held in the Sugatadasa Stadium, Colombo.
Janindulak finished the event with a new record of 13.72 seconds. He renewed the Sri Lanka record on men's hurdles set by him yesterday. He recorded 13.77 seconds yesterday in the preliminary round of the event. Sri Lanka was defeated in the third match played in the preliminary round of the World Netball Championship. However, Sri Lankan players were able to contest closely against the mighty Wales team with the final score at 68 points to 56. The tournament is currently underway in Cape Town, South Africa.
Prima Katumi Fantamai.
And that's all the news for tonight. Join us again.